Hey weird ones, what's up? We just got back from the puppy park. As you can tell, all the puppies. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh man, Suna, can we see you? There we go. Maybe. All right, take two because we had to get the babies. We had to get the babies in the video. Anyway, so we just got back from the dog park, and over the next couple days, oh, did I say the word? We just got back. We just got back from your boys. Yeah, what are you crazy for? Oh my goodness. So I'm ready for round two. I'm ready for round two. 5 seconds in the AC, and I'm ready for round two. Let's go. Suna is not ready for round two. See, that's a hot girl. That's a hot dog. All right, fucking take three for reals this time. So it's Cancer season and post Capricorn full moon, right? So we're all one and in tune and in flow with our emotions, right? Huge Capricorn release that I feel like we've all experienced. We experience every Cancer season with the Capricorn moon, as Capricorn on a moon perspective in the inner emotional world is accepting and embracing and being more in tune and in touch with your emotions, being vulnerable and embodying that vulnerability into all of your dreams and ambitions and passions and all of the above, allowing that emotion, your tail, to motivate you as you are climbing the mountain that is your life, that is your dream. So where the fuck am I going with all of that? Well, Cancer season as a Cancer rising is one of my most bittersweet one of my most bittersweet seasons ever. It is the season that we did get Miss Suna, where she's over there sleeping. I say we. She was around. She was 3 when I came around. But Chad, my beloved, he got her in Cancer season. I met my beloved Capricorn on a Capricorn moon on July 4th. So a lot of Cancer energy, and with this Cancer season, I just want you guys to stay tuned for me just fucking pouring all of my love into the ether that is this internet plane we're in. I think we're still in pre-Mercury retrograde. We're in the pre-phase, I think. But Jupiter is in Leo, accenting my moon. So here we are. So it's not just about pouring in all the love. It's about pouring in all the emotion and expressing it in this embodied human plane. We are material creatures who have deep emotional sensations. Our emotional body is just as significant as our physical body. And that is another huge lesson of Capricorn and of Saturn. And then that, goes into the application in Aquarius and all the other fun astrology things. But what I love about this is how content is going to be created or expressed here, as I am building a lot of the content for Rock Oracle. I'm the main social media face of the team. DJ Elvis, Mr. Jason, does a phenomenal job. I really love what that Leo does with his content creation, but I'm taking on the big bulk of it. And so I like to create through personal experience, through personal meaning, which is, that is the call of an artist. A lot of artists. If you're an artist and you're not, creating from a place of experience and inspiration from lived moments, then you're just you're just a CIA psyop. You're AI. You are sinful, greedy being. And that doesn't mean you can't create just to create, but there is significance to the intention behind all creation. And I think that is what separates good, relatable art and music from, obvious industrial slop. So I want to highlight some of the real human moments in the music that I listen to and express and share on Rock Oracle. And Rock Oracle is all about bringing people together through music. So I want to share my story and how music has brought myself together, me within myself, but brought me together with so many significant soul family members. My soul family has all aligned with me through music. And I think that that is huge, especially for just the magic that is in frequency. There's so much lore about what music and art does on a psychic level, psychedelic level. We see how art is utilized on a psychological level for the overall conditioning of our society and our globe. And we're in this age of awakening where we're really putting boundaries around that, and also coming into awareness and the gnosis of what that means. And so if we want to get astrological about that, music is correlated with Jupiter, which is correlated with Sagittarius and Pisces. You could also add Neptune in there if you want to talk about like some creative aspects of situations. But I do think that that's fun. And then for me, I have significant Pisces placements in the 10th house. So there's where we bridge career ambitions, and just why this feels so aligned for me. I have a Capricorn Mercury in the 7th house. So bringing people together through music in a full embodiment kind of way is literally written in the stars for me. And I think that this is so huge because I've been being led here in so many different ways, and like that reflection to me is evidence that this left-hand path, that this witchy path, this magical path of mine is meant for me. So part of where I kind of want to start today is this bridge, this explanation, this context of how Sarah Odell, of how I became Melanoe Macarnia. Fucking Christ, I can't even say my own name because it's such a tongue twister. It's so fun. But like my my brain connection to my oral connection is I would say that there might be a need for speech therapy. You could say I've had a few strokes. You could say you could say I'm autistic. You could say I've had one too many mushrooms. There's a lot of different ways, but my brain just works too fast for my tongue to keep up sometimes. So please excuse me as I, ever so gracefully fumble the fuck over my words with my lispy lisp. Alrighty, so how did Sarah Odell become Melanoe Macaria Morningstar? Well, I've talked about that story in a variety of writings that you can read, the unfolding of it. It was through a few psychedelic experiences, also the music associated of what I was listening to when under the influence in that capacity. But with my candles, what I'm trying to kind of express is I think all of this was leading me to this moment. With my candles, I started making candles. Music was always kind of a part of that, especially on social media. I was always really intentional with the songs that I chose. They were songs and bands and groups of phases that I was in that moment of time in my life. So that was actual music I was listening to, that I was putting on my videos. I didn't care if it went viral for the trending sound. I've always really hated those trendy sound bites, and I just so I tried staying away from it. I just wanted to put music that I jived with, and that's how I built my following, especially on TikTok. And I would pick here's the thing: if I ever did a trendy sound, it was because there was something fun about it. I'm not denying the fun of engaging in pop culture and all of those things. I do think that there's significance to that. I just think people get lost in the sauce with it, and I didn't want to get lost in the sauce with it. So I always tried to just songs I genuinely liked, or if I was creating a piece that represented a moment in time, hey, this is songs from my childhood, or this is a band from this person that I knew. Everything had an intricate story, down to the soundbite that I used. And I love that that's kind of just, correlating itself here with Rock Oracle. And so while, my candles, like, they're still part of my practice, they're still a part of the artwork that I do. They've just evolved. It's not a storefront anymore. They are commissioned art pieces that people can utilize in ritual. They're, ritual talismans that people can incorporate into their art, into their ritual. And I do believe that all art is a ritual. So, I have a few bands who will have a few of my candles in different artworks that they're creating. I use them in my visual arts, in my photography, and my modeling, and all kinds of things. So I really do love this evolution of my art, but the music is the most significant evolution side of it. Not only are my candles being incorporated with others like musicians and like a music field, but that initiation, that messaging that I have always done from the beginning is now reaching a larger audience and being dissected in a really cool way. I am all about the deep dive. I'm all about the psychoanalysis of everything. Anyone who's ever been locked in a room with me knows that I will yap, and I will break it down and take it to hell. And I absolutely love doing that. So now I get to kind of bridge that storytelling with journalism, as Jason complimented me. Like, that was an awareness of myself that I wasn't too sure if I was doing, or if I was doing it in a good way. So I really love that reassurance, that compliment. And it kind of gave me this understanding of this evolution of what it is that I am doing. So really looking forward to that. So I will be having kind of like a music of the day segment, very similar to like my candles, where I had like the song of the candle, the song attached to the candle story. There's going to be music in our everyday. And Rock Oracle is going to be my platform in which I express that. And then again, including into all of the different like social media content that I'm creating. So it's not just for Rock Oracle. It's not just for me. It's for the community that we are bridging. Like I said, I'm sharing through my own personal experience and everything that I do. So there is like a Melanoise center in my piece of this. And it's to, just pour into this thing that I believe in more than anything. And I really believe in the power of art, power of music. And I really love that I have gotten to build just this cute little team and family and friends and circle of music lovers, diverse individuals who have all come together for the same shared goal and love of music. So I think that is phenomenal. In my life, I have been called a bridge multiple times. And so I hopefully will be able to bridge all the genres. And so that goes into some of, like I said, back to some of the trendier things I've done on social media. The sound, like sometimes the algorithm picked the sound, and I thought it was like really interesting how it kind of aligned. It kind of makes me think that they really are listening to you. Or maybe we're already implanted with Neuralink. Maybe our phones are a version of Neuralink. How trippy, conspiracy, and psychedelic do we want to get with it? I don't really know, but I just thought it was fun. So sometimes certain sound bites would come up, or I would get inspired with an idea that was fun. But everything that I try to do comes from a place of fun. I really hate when things become a chore or like a trend, or like I'm just doing it for the sake of work. And so that is another like Capricorn thing that we're also healing with this, Pluto and Aquarius season, as we just, saw the shadows of Pluto and Capricorn and all the things that highlighted. We're definitely in a phase of evolution. especially as we celebrate the 250 of America on July 4th. You know, I'm not, you know, whatever, we can talk about my stance on patriotism and nationalism and blah, 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 whatever. But generally speaking, you know, I think America has a really cool story. I think it's imperfect. But I do think the premise of freedom and some of the philosophies of the founding fathers and just like that historical root is deeply inspiring and encouraging. And I do feel quite hopeful for the future of our globe, of our nation, even as we're going through this rebirth in a sense. And so because that's symbolic to me. July 4th, 1776 was an Aquarius moon. And then, you know, all these other placements that I've had have been a Capricorn moon. Or sorry, not placements, but I met Chad on July 4th in a Capricorn moon. There's this Capricorn aspect. What's the moon going to be in? I think it might be in Pisces this weekend. I can't remember. I have to look it up. But I love the cyclical nature, the pattern recognition. Because, you know, the day that I met my Capricorn is my Independence Day. Like, there was a huge significance in what that represented between my husband and I. We freed each other. His Jupiter is in Aquarius. My Jupiter is in Capricorn. So I always love to say that we are the key to each other's abundance, and that goes into our dreams and all of these shared things that we have. And one of the biggest shared things that we have is music. And so I just want to keep sharing that story with everybody and all these little various mediums in the way that I will. And so enjoy the creative process, enjoy the layering, enjoy all the different representations of music, not only from my lens, but, you know, from Stacy and from Mooney and from Jason and everyone on like the Rock Oracle team. We all are bringing our own personal just love, our own personal vulnerability to music, and we are hoping to inspire a counterculture movement in which that, you know, we choose love and we lead from our hearts, and all of these deep moving philosophies and concepts that tend to resurface every time we listen to a song, every time we gather in community for the love of art. So let's connect to our humanity, and I firmly believe music is our anchor in that. But it is also 6 years. It's 6 years since I met the love of my life, and I'm going to be super gushy. I'm going to be obnoxious like I am every year, over every anniversary. I don't care how annoying it is. I know it's hard on Chad with his remembering system. He's like, that's not our anniversary. It's like, well, we have like so many. July 4th is the day we met. July 25th is when we had our gym hangout just to see, you know, what was up. And then August 8th was our first date, and we've been together ever since our first date. But then January 8th, 2022 is the day that we did our marriage ceremony. I believe February 17th, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's the 17th. I'd have to verify that. Is when we got our tattoo rings. So anyway, I'm a big date person, and I celebrate all of those. I love all those memories. I cherish every single one of them. There is music that is associated with all of it, and then it evolves every year. We got a new soundtrack because, you know, we renewed our contract together. We are on this journey together. We continue to walk the same path, hand in hand towards the same dream. We're climbing this mountain together, and honestly, I'm so blessed. You know, my grandpa, there's an article that'll kind of talk about this a little bit more, that my grandpa, my Papa Mike inspired. But, you know, he's like, you're not meant to live this life alone. You're meant to like live it and enjoy it and have fun with people that you love and who love you. And so I just want to spread more love in the world by sharing all the ways in which love and music have genuinely saved me. And so with that, like here's to our Independence Day. May we continue to choose love, because choosing love is choosing freedom. Choosing freedom is choosing love. And we can build a brighter future. We have a lot more power than we think that we do. And I think a big part of America's history highlights that. We can make a change. We can revolt and rebel at any time, and we can continue to fight for our right to party, to live, to laugh, to love, to all the fucking cheesy things. We can create a really cool world. We just have to come together, and that's empathy and tolerance and understanding. It's not always agreement, but acceptance for the individual who is not harming anyone, but simply expressing themselves in the way that they love. So witness my expression of love in all the different ways. And I hope you enjoy the process. I'm going to be trying to include other people's stories. If you have a musical story you would like me to share, please connect with me. I would love to talk with you. We can do podcast interviews. We can do written formal interviews. I don't really care how we communicate. I know there's so many different ways, and any way to get the story that is meant to be shared with the world, tap me in, tap in Stacy, tap in Mooney, tap in Jason, and again, let's keep bringing people together through music.